Hey, what's up, everybody? Wardrobe here. Wardrobe plays anything but World War II apparently this year. Um, all right, I played my first ever game of. Really, it's kind of my first complete game of anything blind swords or otherwise, and this is a Most Fearful Sacrifice on my computer on Vassal, which I think it looks pretty good on the screen here. Um, I don't usually like filming these Vassal games this way, but I want to get it done fast. Got Jeff on the line here, Hexy. I don't know if you'll be able to hear him, but he said hi. Um, so this is a really small scenario. It's definitely a learning scenario. I mean, the big thing about it is these card draws make a huge difference. So the Confederates were able to take this hex pretty easily because I got 2 draws and I was able to minimum move up and do a lot of things pretty easily. I think most people take this hex pretty quick. The goal is there's 3 victory hexes here, here, and here. So whoever owns 2 out of the 3 wins. This one goes down fast, which I think is kind of the point. And then you want to figure a way to get around here. I was watching Wayne Hansen, I think is his last name, and he was going to sweep around here, but he eventually just attacked here. I need to watch that again, see if he actually took the hex. These guys I got a good ground marker in here, and that gives this guy, anyone attacking him at all, gets a 2-column shift to the left. That's huge. And I also learned, I think I made a mistake probably over on this one, that you can't advance after you can't I think break through or advance after combat. It's called breakthrough through a steep combat, through steep slope assault combat. I'm pretty sure. I need to check that again. But so really the way to take this one is you got to kind of come over this side or come around this way, because then it's not a steep slope, or it's not a slope or a steep slope at all. So, you know, I definitely feel like I got some rules kind of wackadoodle on this. I'm mainly playing this to kind of learn it better so McMurray and I can play a larger scenario together. Probably Longstreet attacks or something. We're not going to play the entire... At one point we talked about doing the whole Gettysburg thing. I don't think after playing it that I want to do that. I think that's going to be a lot. A lot for us to finish. Because I don't think McMurray knows... He knows blind swords really well, so I think a lot of the concepts he would understand. It's just a little different with the cards and stuff, and a little bit zoomed out. He would get it quick, but I'll have to talk with him about it. But so they took this hex, they came up here, got some battle worn stuff. So they got pushed back, they got battle worn. So these guys getting battle worn really knocked their chances of taking these guys out. A big thing I didn't understand was support in an assault attack. Yeah, I'm not even going to walk through that. I would need to take some time reading it, go read Board Game Geek, kind of read some things to verify how that works. So what did I like about this game? I like the card activation, of course, because it's like chit activation, but the cards are nice because then it tells you what to do. Whereas a chit, you can't really say that because, you know, there's not enough room. Plays were pretty good in that. I couldn't find something that kind of reminded me of what the orders were I could do, and kind of defining some things. I may have just missed it. I'm sure someone's made them. But I like card activation. I just, you know, I've become just a huge fan of that. It adds variability. It makes it fun when you're playing solo. Just like Combat Commander, the rules are on the cards, so it's less rule looking up. So that's cool. I really like that. The variability of rolls on some of the counters of what's going to be activated and how much you can activate. Love it. More variability, the better. That's why I like GCACW too. Combat resolution is cool. It's not really roll modifiers. It's more column shifts left and right, which is really cool. In assault combat, it's similar, just a different chart to look at of which way you go left and right. And it reflects a lot of the terrain. It reflects the terrain very interestingly in that they're combat shifts, and some of them aren't. Yeah, it's like, what are you attacking into and stuff, and the elevation is a little easier and maybe a little bit more forgiving than other games. You do kind of have to work out things, but it tells you the elevation heights and all that, and you're supposed to be able to see that 6. I think that's goofy to think that that's even possible, but I guess I see it. But I can also zoom in on this map. Beautiful map, of course. We don't need to talk about that anymore. Mr. Barber is amazing. So combat resolution is really fun. And I like it that, and I wasn't doing this in the first turn, but then I watched in Wayne's video. You could, even if you do no effect, you could still get a result. And I like that there's firefight, so you can fire back. And I did have one that went so attack, they got a firefight result. They attack back, they got a firefight result. So you could keep going back and forth. That's pretty cool. Like you just can imagine everyone just starts shooting like crazy. You know, adds a little bit of that personality. You start adding CICs, Commander in Chiefs cards. That probably does a lot too. Again, you're missing a lot of things with the small. We only had the one little piece of artillery, which didn't do a whole lot. There are some little things, you know, these are event cards that you can hold. So that's kind of cool. You can kind of surprise your neighbor and say, oh, sorry, you can't do that or something. That's a fun thing. So there's a little bit of control. And if you don't want to do that, and I use this a lot, you'd use this default event, which is a minimum move or a fire combat. Yeah, and the terrain details are pretty easy. I don't know. It's cool. I see why people love it. I don't know. I felt like I was playing a little bit like a miniatures game, especially playing a Vassal because it's just really big. I can zoom in. I'm surprised we don't see more videos on it, on this and Blind Swords, because it's essentially the same thing. Chickamauga's coming out, I think. Is it Chickamauga? Is that the one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rocket Chickamauga.
Yeah, Rocket Chickamauga. So that's coming out really soon. I think anytime since I'm filming this in January 25. I'm sure we'll see a ton of unboxing and videos for that and all that. It'll be a beautiful map. I don't know if Rick Barber did that one or not, but or if he had, it felt like he had started working on it. I do want to try. So McMurray and I are going to play, like I said, a bear thing, and I would like for him to show me a Blind Swords one, so I kind of show me that and how it differs and stuff, and just play a. I don't think we want to do long street attacks in that. Or also, there's also the Into the Whirlpool scenario in this. It's a smaller one. I think it might be kind of cool to play this and then that new Into the Whirlpool game that he has. That just kind of the miniatures like game, but it's just on counters. So that's the next step. This was one of my games I wanted to play. I wanted to play in my. I'm not calling it my shelf of shame. The games I really want to play that are sitting on my shelf, even though this is McMurray's game. Is one of my goals because he and I wanted to play it last year and we didn't make it happen, and so we're doing it this year. So this was one of my goals here. So I'll get at least 2 scenarios in here. I got 3 sessions out of this one small scenario. So that's that. And it was fun. Maybe I'll get a World War II game in here sometime. All right. We'll talk to you later. Wardrobe out.